Howdy farmhands, my name is Gata and welcome back to Minecraft. I am currently playing on the Minecraft server that we have set up for my Twitch subscribers and donators. We've added a couple of data packs, but for the most part this is a fully vanilla experience and people are just kind of doing whatever they want. I am set by my personal base, which is more of a temporary base. Let me go around this way, I'll show it off to you real quick. So I have built this cart. This little cart that I'm going to be traveling from location to location. Just a little bit of the amenities, a little bit of home. And I plan on going from major location to major location on this server and building a little something to make it a little more like home. What is that chicken doing up there? Hello? Alright, anyway, let me show you around my base real quick. So we have some very basic stuff. Oh, this is spawn, by the way. It's a little messy. I don't got a good vantage point, but we're currently set at spawn. Over there, we have a bit of a grandstand with all the rules on it, and that's where everyone spawns in. It's kind of a mess right now. It's kind of a big mess. We have some sugarcane going on. We have some just donkeys in here. Why is there a donkey in here? I don't know, but whatever. So we have some basic farms. We have a whole lot of wheat. We have a ridiculous amount of wheat. And this was meant to be for looks, but apparently some of the villagers have actually got in, and they're kind of ruining everything for me. They're bouncing around and breaking the wheat, and that's something I have to worry about in a different time. But for right now, let me show you around my base first, and then I can show you around the rest of town. So my base is very simple. I've got the basic amenities. I got a crafting table. I have a bunch of plates that automatically close doors behind me because I am a monster and will forget. Got some barrels, got a bed, got some storage. I have this wonderful view. This absolutely amazing view. And that chicken is still up there. Oh my god. Well, that's not a problem because we also have a door that leads up in case you ever want to do some fiddling on our roof. Hello, buddy. Do you have a name? No, you're just here? Thank you for the egg. That's very nice of you. But yeah, we got a better look at the whole place. So this is Farmhand Fields. This is where everyone's going to start off their journey. And unfortunately, it's kind of a little bit of everything. We've got like the bamboo growing. We got some cocoa behind that. People have been putting up chests for free stuff like tree saplings. We need to organize this place bad. And to do that, we are going to do some building projects. Just some pretty amenities that can take all of these functions and put them somewhere where it's a little more pretty, a little less in the way. And yeah, look, someone's put an automatic fishing farm here. They got a lot of cod. That's nice. But yeah, all of these things need to be in their own individual buildings and away from the center of town so that people can access them, but not, you know, stumble over them as they're trying to find their way. Everyone's kind of like run off to the Four Winds note. Hold on, what's this? Cave Spider Experience Farms. Well, mobs are currently turned off because I'm the only one on the server right now and I'm doing the intro. But what's this? Who built this? This is nice. This is nice. So, do not dig, farm ahead. Okay, so someone found a cave spider spawner and they've already turned it into a bit of a thing. All right, so this is nice. What's this? All string owned by String Theory. Oh, okay. I get it. So somebody set this up, and they want the string because they plan on selling it back to us. But we're allowed to get the experience. That's neato. Okay, I like that. Got a little bit of capitalism going on here. All right. Well, let me show you what it is that I intend to build today. Over here, on stream a couple of weeks ago, we did build up this barn. And there has been some, excuse me, don't want the villagers getting in. There have been some minor additions added to it. Obviously, like the sheep were not here, if you were here for that stream. The sheep were moved over. This is where we're going to house a bunch of animals that people can just come and grab. And why are you two sequestered over here when everyone else is over there? Oh, did you hop on top of these and then I get it. Okay, fair enough. Golly, I've forgotten what we were going to do. basically, with all of the wheat that we're going to be growing, because we have harvested a ridiculous amount of wheat, I want somewhere to store it all that makes sense and looks pretty. So I'm thinking in this area right around here, I want to build a silo, but not just any silo. I want a silo that is filled with storage that we can put, just chunk our wheat into one chest and it automatically fills the whole thing up top to bottom. And to do that, we're going to have to do some experimental redstone. So join me. I'm going to hop over on a creative world and show you what I mean. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that I am not really good at redstone. It's one of those things in Minecraft that I've never really bothered to pay too much attention to. Just too difficult. I mean, I can do some basic stuff with like pistons and levers and whatnot, automatically closing doors, that sort of thing. But when it comes to like item movement, I've never really bothered to get into it. So this is probably going to be very obvious to all of you out there who are watching, but I'm going to go through the process of figuring out exactly how to make what I want happen. So here's the basic idea. There is going to be a silo, and it's going to be, however tall. And at the very front of it, there's going to be a double chest with a hopper of some sort that people are able to open up, and there'll be a whole bunch of wheat inside. And when they take some wheat out, more wheat will automatically filter in. There'll be a whole tower of chests going all the way up that's just filled with wheat. And then somewhere else, maybe slightly off to the side, there's going to be an input chest where if anyone has excess wheat, they can drop it in this chest and it'll automatically go through the system, be carted all the way to the top, and then slowly filter its way down until it reaches this chest once again. Now, I have an idea of how to do that with a water elevator and soul sand, but I've never actually done it. So we're gonna have to do some fancy figuring outing here in order to make this a reality. So first off, I think I want to figure out the mechanism for getting the items all the way up to the top. So I know that I need some method of getting items from this chest into a dispenser, because in order for the item elevator to work, the items have to be spat out into the world. So let's do something like this. All right, I'm going to break you. I'm going to put a hopper here, and then I'm going to put the chest on top. All right, and I'm going to put let's just put a whole bunch of these feathers. Don't ask why I have this in here. All right, so the feathers are going to filter through the item hopper, and they're going to fill up this dispenser. Right now, I need to have some kind of redstone pulse that when an item enters this fellow, it automatically spits it out onto. Let's just have a little landing platform here of soul sand. Why not? I'm sure this won't get in my way whatsoever. Okay. So let's see. A comparator, maybe? How do comparators work? I believe that a comparator, or maybe, hold on a second. Does these automatically give out a redstone pulse by himself when there's an item in them? I don't think they do. Oh, there's no item in it. Hold on. Gotta put more junk in it. Yeah, no, it doesn't. However, I think the redstone comparator... No, other way around? Okay, I figured it out. So when items are placed in here, the comparator will go off. And then what we can do is use redstone. There we go. And we can loop it around somehow. Obviously, we're going to have a tight space to work with to get it back into this fellow here. I'm going to get some repeaters to make sure that this actually makes its way around, but that should be doable. Okay, so there's currently no item in the repeater. If we put a stack of feathers in here... Yes? No. What happened? What did I do? Oh, there we go. So it has to reach a certain number. Why does it have to reach a certain number? Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. If I put a chest here, something to compare it with, and put one feather in it, and I put one feather in here, all right. Okay, that works. So when there's one thing in here and one thing in here, this will make a redstone thing happen. But I turned this off. But that's not strong enough, is it? Do I need more? More repeaters. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, we have a comparator. We have one thing in here. So this comparator knows when there's one item in this, similar as there's in the chest, it'll give out a redstone signal. So if I put a whole stack of feathers in here, what happens then? It just keeps on spitting the darn things out. Okay, so we've done it. We've figured it out. And it's going about as fast as I want it to. So it's not getting stopped up anywhere. Now, so that's done. There's probably a significantly cheaper way of doing this, but say levy. Now we got to figure out how to get this to spit into a water elevator so the items can go straight up. Okay, so the plan is I want the items to be able to flow all the way up. This will. Why is this not doing a thing? Oh, there we go. Alright, so we gotta fill it all the way up individually? Okay, that makes more sense. I thought one simple... Whoa, there we go. Alright, so we have the bubbles. So let's go ahead and put a feather in there. Just the one. Oh, I turned the damn thing off. Of course I did. Oh, no, it worked! Hello! Alright, so the feather needs to come up here, but then once it's up here, I need the item to flow into a series of hoppers, which will then get started going down the whole chain. So I don't know if... Let me make a little extra little bath here. Will items that are shot to the top via bubbles then flow in the direction of water afterwards? They will! Okay, alright. So if we were to say put... Do I have a hopper? Let me get a hopper. If we were to put a hopper, like... Let's see here. The water flows... Yeah. So we need to put a hopper... Like right here? Oh no! Oh no! I ruined it! I ruined everything! Why did I do that? Why? Oh, the redstone! Oh! Note to self, waterproof redstone before messing with water. So if I were now to put a chest here, let's go ahead and we'll fix the redstone, I guess. Or you know what? Let's not. Let's pretend I fixed the redstone and there is now a feather bubbling up here. Woo! There it goes. If we break this, will it flow forward, go into the hopper, and then enter the chest? Okay, perfect! Perfect! This does work. What are you doing here? Have you come to watch? Okay, so I figured out how this apparatus works, this little module here. Obviously, I'll need to figure out how it works for space, probably remove these corners, they're not needed. But then I have to make the whole thing fit within the confines of a circular structure. So I don't really know how that's going to work. I didn't plan for this thing to be terribly large. But yeah, no. So now we've got to figure out the optimal way of placing hoppers and whatnot so that we have a bunch of storage. Is chest the best way of doing this, or is it barrels, I wonder? So I think in my addled mind, this is approximately how I want it to look. Obviously not with glass, this is just temporary. So there's going to be the output chest here where all the wheat's going to filter down into. And then over here is going to be the input chest where you chunk wheat in, and then we have the item elevator going all the way up. So that leaves us with, I mean, a decent amount of space, but we're going to have to do it in a way that all of the items kind of filter. I want to be able to have a decent amount of storage, but how am I going to do that? So let's say the water leads us all, whoops, the water goes all the way up to, say, let's go about here, why not? And then the water will drop over into a hopper that goes here, which is approximately in the middle, maybe in the middle. And then there's going to be a barrel right here. Do I just kind of then continue going in a spiral from there? Well, if this is going to be in the way, then maybe it's for the best that we weave it around like this. So the hopper will go this way, go down into a barrel, which is like right here, which will go down to a barrel, which is like right here. And then when it gets to this point, we go the opposite way around. I feel like that's probably the best we could hope for, because unfortunately there's no way of going from one barrel to a barrel directly next to it with hoppers. It always has to be one below. So I guess it's the best we're going to have to hope for. So probably starting from the bottom and working up is my best solution here. Okay, so this is what one swoop of it looks like, going all the way from one side to the other. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barrels. So the water comes all the way up. The item comes up the water elevator, gets spat out on top of this hopper, which then puts it into this barrel, which starts the whole process down. So let's see, how many spots do we have in a barrel? 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 by 9, that's what, 27? So 27 slots per barrel. And then 5 more slots per hopper. So let me do some quick math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 times 27 is 162, I think. So then we got 5 per hopper. So we're going to ignore this hopper because this is the starting one. If we do this in modules, right? So we do an exact replica of this, but going to the other side. I just want to see how many we can get in one module. Just the one. Well, actually, if that's the point, then I probably shouldn't count this one either, because this is the end point. All right. So then, if we're doing it in modules, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 135. I'm a maths genius. And then there's 1, 2, there's 5 hoppers as well. So 135 plus 25, that's 160? Is that correct? Yeah. All right. So one module of these barrels and hoppers gets us 160 stacks of wheat. And that's only if it all gets backed up and doesn't include, well, we got another 25 these hoppers here, another 27. So that's what? 52 plus however much the double chest is. I'm not counting that. So we have in one module, if we only do the silo up to here, we have a ridiculous amount of storage vis-a-vis the, well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So if we assume that only one item comes up here at a time, right? And these get all filled up, we can do an additional row beneath them of hoppers into even more barrels, which then, oh, we could double this. We could probably double this. Oh, because when this swoop, so if we do one item at a time, it'll pass through all of this before it hits the hoppers beneath it. But if these start getting backed up, we can make more use of the space. Ooh, all right, let me try that. Let me try looking at that then. Okay, so if we do one regular swoop down, right, and that gets all backed up, then each of these hoppers have another hopper underneath them, which means that if this hopper ever gets full, and you can't go in here because this is full, then it'll start cycling down through these barrels into this hopper will take it and then continue to bring it down. I mean, obviously, the whole bringing it down thing will happen beforehand. Am I making any sense? Am I making any sense, or is this just a whole bunch of gibberish to y'all? I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, each of these hoppers gives us an additional 5 slots of storage, and the barrel's additional 27. We got 4 more barrels if you can over here. I added this fellow, so that it eventually all of it will go into this double chest here. All right. So yeah, I think this is probably the best use of the space. If I wanted, I could swoop it out here. No, this is going to be enough. This is going to be enough, I think. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this and do at least 2 of these modules, so the silo's a decent size. The silo needs to be at least as tall as that barn on the server, if not taller. Okay, so let's take everything that we know and go build the guts of this thing, and then we'll build a proper-looking silo around it. All right? All right, the silo build. First things first, I put all the guts in place, like I just said. Didn't do anything extra over here that you haven't already seen. Maybe added a few more barrels, but it doesn't really matter in the long run. I did use these dark oak logs to give the building some structure. I wanted to use as many colors as I possibly could from the barn build next door, but I also kind of wanted to give this thing its own identity. I started off trying to use acacia before realizing, you know what, no, it looks too similar. So instead, I used the same logs, just stripped them to give a slight variation in texture. I went around and did all of the sides before coming back to the front and polishing that off. I also added in a couple of stairs on the bottom. The replay doesn't show that very well, but I swapped them out for a bit darker before moving on to the ceiling. I started off using quartz slabs. I knew that I wanted kind of a rounded look to the top of this silo, and I thought that giving it a white lip and some dark oak stairs at the top would give it the look that I wanted to, but that ended up being a little bit too difficult, so I switched over to using slabs. The slabs, unfortunately, looked way too flat, so I said forget it and started the whole thing over and ended up using the exact same material we ended up using for the barn build, which is quartz blocks, topped with some white carpet to prevent mobs from spawning. Now we have this cylinder, but there's no real depth to it. We wanted to give it a little bit of dimension, so I added in these fences to try and give it some sort of structure, to give it some sort of balance, and I tried to make the top of it pop out a little bit using those acacia trapdoors. That didn't quite work out as planned, so I figured, you know what, I could build the base out just a little bit and add in some berry gardens, so that's what I did. I still wanted to add a little bit of texture, a little bit of weight to the top of it, so I tried adding those same fences on top, and then I kind of messed around a little bit, adding some bits here or there, adding a lip to the roof, adding a little bit of a basic to the bottom, bringing those fences down to make it look like it's broken in places before realizing, you know what, no, my problem is that the color isn't right. I swapped out the oak fences for a spruce fence, or maybe it's a dark oak fence, I can't keep track. A darker fence regardless, and figured, you know what, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Adding in a few more touches, fixing the lip, swapping out the colors for the trapdoors that I used for the bottom of that lip, used a a spruce trapdoor instead, had a bit of a color variation that I liked, and yeah, there was only one thing left. I needed a little bit of extra color. I added some more of those spruce trapdoors to give a little more dimension to the sides, and then I tossed a couple of vines on because I figured it needed a little bit of greenery. After that, I went back around and said, you know what, it needs more vines, and honestly, I kind of overdid it. It makes the place look overgrown in a way that at first I liked, but now that I'm looking at it a second time, it might be a little much. However, it's entirely functional, it fits the aesthetic. I went back eventually and trimmed a little bit of that off, but aside from that, this is the finished build. The camera is going to do a bit of a fly around so you can see it from all sides. There's a lot of repetition involved. I tried to get some of that offset by fiddling around the fences, the vines, kind of alternating where the individual pieces went so it didn't look completely symmetrical on all sides. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alrighty then, so yeah, what do you guys think? Looks a little overgrown. I'm thinking I may have overdone it with the vines, but it needed a little bit of color somewhere. You know, I probably could have put a couple of vines on the empty spaces between the stabilizing fences, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I can figure that out later if I want. Let's go ahead and give this bad boy a spin. Yeah, let's go ahead and put a bunch of this wheat here that I got from the farms, and we will just kind of dump it all in. So anytime we have an excess amount of wheat, we'll just go ahead and dump it in, and then it'll go down through the system, and hopefully it'll... Yep, here's that redstone from when I tested it earlier. Huzzah! It's working. That's exactly all I kind of hoped it would be. So let's take a quick step back, all the way over this way, and take a look. See, how does that look next to the barn itself? It looks a little washed out, actually. I kind of feel like maybe I should have stuck with the orange. When I started using the orange planks, I thought, no, that doesn't look really good next to the spruce or the dark oak. But now that I'm looking at it, it does feel a little washed out. Maybe the orange planks with those vines. Oh, but I've already finished building it. I'm just gonna leave it be. So that's it for us for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As I make more additions to this server, I plan on making some more build. What is that? What? Hold on. Get it out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. What is this? Crafting table X furnace colorized. This is that TikTok thing, isn't it? Oh my god, they're on a fancy date. They're on a fancy... What? What is this? What is this? I don't have much of an upload schedule, but I do plan on doing a couple more of these speed builds to see if you guys like them. If you do, please let me know in the comments or somewhere on the internet. I'm sure you can find me on Discord, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Twitch, obviously, twitch.tv/mynameisgata. And yeah, let me know if you like this, and I'll do more of them. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!